Back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
It's that time again.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
It's showtime!
This is great. It's a nice break.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
Getting restless?
5 to 7.
All right, I'm listening. Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up and rolling on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Tonight, we got another pair of tickets to give away. Alice Cooper will be at the Rose on next Tuesday, August 6th. And when you hear the Alice Cooper montage, just be the fifth caller at 937-457-1290. Also, speaking of concerts, tomorrow night, Creed down at the Riverbend Music Center. And until 7 o'clock, just under 2 hours from now, you can register to win a pair of tickets to see Creed. I have a stack of them to give away, so I thought I'd pass them on to my Edge heads. Go to my Facebook page. You'll see the Creed logo. Click on it. It'll take you to a entry page on WHIO.com, and you can register to win those tickets for tomorrow night at Riverbend. And I'm going to draw the winners just after the show tonight and send them out. So make sure you do that before 7 o'clock. Also on the show tonight, we've got Florida woman story, actually two, and one has to do with a spider murder. Very strange, but I thought it would be an interesting conversation to have in regards to unusual pets maybe you've owned over the years. I used to have a piranha, and I fed it goldfish. A lot of people, probably have fish like that that eat other fish, but it was interesting. Right there in my bedroom, the piranha buffet. It was interesting. So we're going to talk about that. And we've got so much more. We got road rage, jerk alert, science news. But this story I wanted to talk about right off the bat because it has to do with an Ohio woman being scammed. And I know a little bit about this situation because it's happened to somebody in my family. This particular woman was scammed out of $6,000. Now, this particular scam is pretty common. But if you haven't heard, I'm going to share it with you. The victim told police in Mayfield Heights that she got a call last Tuesday from a number that appeared to be a customer service line from Huntington Bank. Now, if you don't know about spoofing phone numbers, it's very common. For scammers. They make the phone number look like it's from one place when it's not. There's software out there that can do this, and they use it to their benefit and your disadvantage. The woman told the police that the male caller, who spoke with an accent, told her that there was a potential fraudulent charge pending on her account. Now, again, this happened to somebody in my family, and it was the exact same thing. They said there's some sort of fraudulent charge, and if you don't take action now, you could lose all your money in your bank account. He told her, the scammer, to safeguard her money, she would have to move her funds into a different account to avoid her money being stolen. So this woman, in a panic, goes to the bank, withdrew $6,000, and she deposited it in a nearby Chase Bank ATM. And the cash went on to a Chase debit card via her iPhone's Apple Pay feature. So this is how they get you. Then they want the account number or the credit card number. And then they just take the money. They want your Apple account. After spending 2 hours on the phone with the man, the woman returned home and got another call from the fraudster. Now, this is where this story has a weird twist. It's bad enough that this woman was just scammed out of $6,000. But according to the woman, the scammer wanted to FaceTime with her. So he calls her back and says, hey, I would like to FaceTime with you, telling her that she needed to provide them with a full body scan to verify her identity due to a failed transaction. So this guy who calls, he's not on FaceTime. He doesn't have his camera on, but he's asking this woman to turn her camera on because he needs a full body scan. This woman told the police that at that point, she got undressed, spun around in circles on the video so they could get a, quote, full body scan. So this woman, I'm assuming, is naked. That's when the voice on the other end began to laugh. And that's when the woman realized that she'd been scammed and humiliated. So I'm sharing this because, as I've said, somebody in my family was scammed, not for $6,000, but it was very similar to this. Fortunately, there was no nudity involved. But you got to be aware of this 100%. So obviously, if you get a call from someone and they're saying, hey, there's a problem with your account, you need to go to the bank, stop right there and hang up the phone. It's a scam. It is a scam. Now, a lot of people that fall for this, they are adamant that, oh, no, it's all legit. No, it's not. It's not legit. If you get a call from your bank, I sound like Clark Howard. If you get a call from your bank or someone purported to be from your bank or a bank, and they're asking you to move funds, to go to ATMs, to buy gift cards, whatever it is, hang up the phone and call your bank. Call your bank directly. Don't call the number that they called from. Call your bank. And they will tell you it's a scam. So don't do anything until you call your bank. And most assuredly, don't take your clothes off on FaceTime for any reason unless it's your lover. Just don't do that. These people are animals and they're vultures and they're just looking to take as much money from you and everybody else as they possibly can. And you're right. Somebody on the live stream, well, that's just common sense. Yes. But I'm telling you, there are people out there who, I hate to use the word gullible, but they're easily persuaded to do things. And it's usually older folks who don't really understand the technology. And older folks who sometimes are a little more trusting than maybe what the rest of us are. And that is the case in this instance. That is the case in my family's instance. And it's usually the case in most instances. People are just too trusting. So I'm just, usually this isn't the kind of thing that I usually start a show with. But when I saw this, it just infuriated me. Because like I said, this happens all the time. I mean, it's happened to my family. It's happened to friends of our family. This happens every single day. And these scam artists, POSs, take billions of dollars every year from Americans and other people around the world. But we get it really bad here because we've got more money than most of the world. So consider this a public service message from your buddy Todd here on the Evening Edge, because I want to keep your money safe. But most importantly, if something like that happens to you, the mental stress and the anguish that you will feel after the fact, I would say, is almost worse than losing the money. Sometimes you can get your money back. Most of the time you can't. We weren't able to get it back in my family. But just that feeling that you've been taken and that you've been, robbed, it's awful. It's awful. And you were complicit in it. It's not like somebody breaking into your house and rummaging through your stuff. You gave them the information willingly. And you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. If you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. If they really want to talk to you, they'll leave a message. And then between the time you get the message and the time you feel like calling, maybe you can snoop around, call your bank, call the police, call a relative. Call a relative. In my instance, the caller told the person who was scammed, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone. You can't tell anybody this. So they didn't. And they finally revealed what had happened, but it was too late. It was too late. We were able to stop it before it happened a second time, but it was too late for that first time. So this is happening. It's going to continue to happen. The technology that exists, it's one of those instances where some people use the technology for good, some people use the technology for bad. And AI is the thing that everybody's talking about now, and that's already being used. It has been used for a while to scam you. They will spoof people's voices. You got a grandchild? One day you will get a call from somebody claiming to be your grandchild, and they're in some sort of trouble and they need money. And you're going to hear that and you're going to think, oh, that's my grandson or my granddaughter. And you're going to get scammed. So don't believe anything that anyone tells you on the phone when they call. Verify it. Call your children and say, hey, I know the caller said don't tell my parents, but I'm telling you this is what's going on. And they will say, oh, no, this is a scam. So please keep that in mind. Keep your money safe. Keep your family safe. And again, don't take your clothes off on FaceTime, no matter what they tell you.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I feel better now. Well, that's another one, Leslie. That's another one, IRS. The IRS will not call you. The IRS will only mail you. They will mail you documents, threatening letters, but they will not call you. And I'll tell you, it's so infuriating when someone you love ends up in that situation because, you know, you just feel so bad, that they got taken. And, at that point, it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it. So frustrating. Right. I mean, they're not going to just call you randomly. If you call a legitimate IRS phone number from the IRS website, they'll call you back. I like that. The UPC from my pop bottle. Yeah. On occasion, I've been known to screw with scammers, but now anymore, I just I get a call on my phone that I don't recognize. I just block the number. I know they change numbers every call, but I just keep blocking them. I think I've probably got 100 blocked numbers on my phone. That includes some family members. Nah, just kidding. Occasionally, yes, it does, Paul. Sometimes on occasion, I'll answer the phone. Hey, you're caller number 9. You're the winner. But you have to know the magic word, the phrase that pays.
in Centerville. We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
This is a job for Weenie Man.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. We were just talking about this Ohio woman, in case you're just joining us, who got scammed out of $6,000. Then the same scammer called her and convinced her to FaceTime with him and take off her clothes. And I said, I'm serious. If you get a phone number you don't recognize, just don't answer it. Just ignore it. Then you can block it. But I will say that on occasion, when I get a phone call on my cell, I have an iPhone. It pops up, potential scam. On occasion, I will answer it. Hello, you're caller 9. Do you know the phrase that pays for $10,000? And usually it's a click. We got some Elon Musk news.
E-L-O-N, Elon Musk. He is a real-life superhero conquering Mars. He's lighting with a flamethrower, riding electric cars. E-L-O-N, Elon Musk.
I saw this story and I had to double check to see if it's true, but apparently it is. TMZ is reporting, and I saw that I did double check this, that Elon Musk has apparently accepted an invitation from Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to have a fight, a challenge to a fight on national TV. So the president, who I don't know if he's the real president. There's all kinds of confusion down there in Venezuela. Apparently, he called out Elon Musk during an address to his nation and felt compelled to challenge Elon Musk to a cage fight, I guess. And remember last year, I think it was last year, there was that whole thing between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, that they were going to do a cage fight on pay-per-view. And Zuckerberg, I guess, pulled out. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know exactly how old Elon Musk is, but the president of Venezuela is 61. And he doesn't look to be in the greatest of shape. So, if they do fight, don't spend a lot of money on the pay-per-view. It probably won't last very long.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
Hey, Lyle, how you doing? Hey, thank you for your video, by the way. Hello, your caller number 9. Do you know the phrase that pays for $10,000? But you got to do it with the accent. You want the goatee back, huh? I just shaved this morning, in fact. Very smooth.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now! Call me!
He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Before 7 o'clock tonight, we got another pair of tickets to give away to see Alice Cooper at the Rose next Tuesday night, August 6th. Just be listening for the montage of Alice Cooper songs. When you hear it, be the 5th caller, and we will hook you up with a pair of tickets. Also, tomorrow night, down at Riverbend, Creed will be in concert, and I have a bunch of tickets for that show, too. If you'd like to win those, go to my Facebook page, click on the Creed logo. It's right there at the top. The post is pinned, as they say. And you can click on that. It'll take you to a WHIO.com contest page, and you can register. Just after 7 o'clock tonight, after the show, I'm going to draw winners and send out those tickets. We got a Florida woman, actually 2.
She's totally crazy. She ain't no lady. Meth grin smells of gin. She's really wild, yeah, doing it trailer style. She'll pull a
What exactly
razor,
is trailer
raise a
style?
taser,
Trash a bar, steals a car. She's the one
Makes you wonder.
said stay far away from. Yeah, she's a Florida woman.
And I want to bring my buddy Ron into this.
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you. I've got 2 Florida woman stories here. But it really comes down to this, owning unusual pets. So the first story is a 24-year-old woman who got arrested in Miami because she went into a pet store to buy a bag of crickets.
A bag of crickets.
A bag of crickets. Now, I don't know what sort of unusual pet she has, but some of those unusual pets might eat crickets. You know,
Iguanas and stuff.
Right. Some sort of member of the lizard family or something like that. You know, maybe snakes. I don't know if snakes eat lizards or crickets or lizards for that matter. But she got in trouble because she went in to buy a bag of crickets. She wasn't happy with the number of crickets she got. So she got into an argument. One of the employees took the bag of crickets to a back room to count. That's where they count their crickets. And the Florida woman pushed her way in and a fight ensued. So that's one of the stories, obviously.
Okay.
And I wonder what sort of pet that she had, some unusual pet that, you know, has the crickets. It doesn't say in the story. But here's the second one. Crestview, Florida woman was charged with animal cruelty on Monday after taking her roommate's pet jumping spider and drowning it in ginger ale. The arrest report says the 43-year-old woman by the name of Lena Rasmussen texted her roommate and admitted to drowning the jumping spider after the roommate said she could not find her pet spider or its cage. Apparently, this spider cost $70.
Okay.
And I did a Google to see what exactly a jumping spider is, because I've never seen a jumping spider. Now, oddly enough, and this is 100% true, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I was going to talk about a spider. Like we had a spider murder.
Yeah.
I just posted a video that in the last 4 or 5 minutes, I recorded a spider hanging from a web, a thread of web or whatever, from the ceiling here in the studio. I just thought it was odd that I was talking about a spider. I was going to talk about a spider, and then a spider shows up here in the studio, hanging.
That's a relative zoo over there.
It is. We got ants. We got spiders. Man. Who knows? But here's the deal about jumping spiders. Jumping spiders can range in size from an 1/8 inch to 3/4 of an inch in body length, making them smaller than a big toenail. So not very big.
Yeah.
Right. $70
for one of those.
They have a compact build with short legs and muscular front legs called Popeye legs that help them grasp prey. Jumping spiders also have 4 pairs of eyes.
The better to see you with.
Yes, with a large pair facing forward that gives them excellent binocular vision.
Well, then.
So I've known people that have kept spiders before as pets, like a tarantula. You know, and the thing people freak out about tarantulas because they're demonized in film and TV. But tarantulas really aren't going to do anything to you.
They get a lot of bad publicity.
They get a lot of bad publicity. Yeah.
Okay.
The Arachnid Association of America is trying to correct that. But that just got me thinking about unusual pets that maybe people have owned over the years.
Right.
You know, you got your dogs, you got your cats, you got your birds. Maybe you got, a snake. I mean, I remember somebody that I was related to in my first marriage had a snake, and I'm not a fan of snakes and I never wanted to see the snake, but a lot of people keep snakes like that. I had a piranha. I actually inherited from a friend of mine that went away to college.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, I'm going away to college. I can't, and I'm surprised at this. I can't bring a piranha into the dorm.
That's odd.
Yeah, I know. Who would? I mean, come on.
That's discrimination.
That is discrimination. That's right.
Yeah.
So for about, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, I had a pet piranha, and it got to the point where I was actually, you can feed them a couple of things. Okay. You can feed them brine shrimp, which are sea monkeys.
Okay.
Did you know that brine shrimp are sea monkeys?
I had no clue.
Yeah. Brine shrimp are what we used to buy out of the back of the comic book, sea monkeys. I always have loved sea monkeys, so I didn't feel comfortable doing that. You can also feed them goldfish, or you can feed them guppies.
Okay.
So for the beginning, I started feeding them goldfish, but then that just got too expensive. I mean, you wouldn't think of it, but the piranha was eating maybe 3 or 4 goldfish a week. So every time you go in, you got to buy 10, and you go through them. It just gets a little expensive.
It sure does. Yeah.
So somebody at the pet store said, you know what you could do? You could start harvesting guppies. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he says, well, you buy a plastic bag of 20 guppies, and you put them in a big bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And almost immediately they start having guppy sex. And within a few weeks, you have baby guppies.
Kind of like rabbits.
Exactly.
Right.
But what you have to do, in case anybody's thinking of trying this out, you have to separate the baby guppies from the adult guppies, because the dad guppies like to eat the baby guppies.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. And at one point, I'm not kidding, I had 5 different bowls of guppies in my bedroom. Every cat in the neighborhood came to my window. You could smell it from the parking,
Oh boy.
Yeah, but that was
what you got into.
That's what I got into, and it was an unusual pet. Now, a piranha you can't really play with.
It's hard to play fetch with a piranha.
It is. The spider, this jumping spider this woman has, apparently you can, I wouldn't say play with them, but you can hold them. And I guess some spiders like to be held.
Okay.
And so what I'm trying to get at, Ron,
yes,
is what sort of unusual pets did people have, growing up? Or maybe they have now. Maybe they have something unusual. Maybe you've got a big aquarium in your house with an electric eel.
Maybe.
That would be interesting, right? Or maybe some sort of giant lizard, or venomous snakes. I don't know why people
are
do
into that stuff.
They are.
They're into that stuff. They'll
They
spend
are.
lots of money on these weird and out there animals that you can't. It's not like you can, like you say, play fetch with it.
Right.
There's no, they have not built. They have dog parks here. They don't have iguana parks. And what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We should have iguana parks.
I do have a really freaky spider story for you.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
It is recent. It's like 2 days ago.
Oh, let's hear it.
So I'm leaving my house to go to work.
Yeah.
And as I open the door, in runs a spider. And it's a pretty decent sized spider, right? It's nice fat looking spider.
Yeah.
What do you think I did?
I bet you got a bowl and captured it, and now you have a pet spider.
Not at all.
No?
No, I stepped on that sucker.
Oh, wow. I think we have a clip.
And that spider was either carrying lots of little ones or was pregnant, because as soon as I stepped on that thing, about 1 million little spiders came out from under it and started running across the floor.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a Harry Potter film.
That is creepy.
It was crazy. And then I'm, my wife's in the living room, and I just said, hey, see you later. And I stepped on this. And then all of a sudden I said, oh my goodness. And now I'm doing like this Texas 2-step thing, trying to step on all these little spiders that are running across the floor. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You will not believe this."
Wow.
And so she came over and she helped step on some of them.
And that was the first time you two have danced in years.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. And
wow.
Probably had more fun this time around.
Well, see, in my house, I don't kill the spiders. I catch the spiders and I take them outside. My wife would prefer that I do exactly what you did.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. In fact, the spider that I recorded that I just posted that was here in the studio, I caught in my hand
right,
and took a picture of it, and then I just kind of let it go.
Now, why exactly would you do that?
Well, spiders are our friends.
Okay.
They take care of insects that we don't like.
I will say this, out in my garage, I will let the spiders do the webs out there because they do help out with the mosquitoes and the flies and stuff like that. So I will let them live out there. But elsewhere, I'm a spider murderer.
Well, it depends. It depends. Like the wolf spider, that's very common around here. I will kill that because we have dogs. And I don't want the dogs to get bit.
Oh, right,
even when they're just outside doing their business. I don't want them to become bitten, or get bitten by a wolf spider because that could be painful and deadly.
Yeah.
But every other spider, like daddy long legs, whatever. I don't mind. They can crawl all over me. That's fine. I don't mind.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you had a strange pet that you once owned and you'd like to share that with us, I'd love to talk to you.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
WHIO.
He killed Charlotte. Yeah. Ooh. A scorpion or an emperor scorpion. Lyle, if I did that, that would, I think, confuse most people. It's 4 till 6 in North Dakota. Kim, you're in Arizona, aren't you? Kim Harville? Your comment about the scorpion? Hey, Christina. How are you? We need a song to cool us off. Don't
you like beer?
The temperatures are low. Why are they so very low? It is a polar vortex. A what? Polar vortex. Oh. Polar vortex. Yeah. Polar vortex. Yeah. Polar vortex.
Celebrations in Moscow after a U.S.-Russia prisoner swap. We'll have that for you at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Get a load of this guy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Did you have an unusual pet? Or do you have an unusual pet? Not the typical dog, cat, lizard, fish. Something really unusual. I had a story of a woman in Florida who had a jumping spider as a pet until her roommate killed it. But I thought that would be an interesting conversation. Tom in Beaver Creek. What's up, Tom?
Yes, Tom.
Hey, what's up?
So I grew up on a small farm in northeastern Indiana,
Mhm.
and in the spring, the FAA had ducks for sale.
Okay.
So we bought 2 mallard ducks, and at the time we had a border collie, which are herding animals, and a couple peacocks.
Peacocks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so a male and a female. And the duck, after a short time, you kind of got to nurse it when it was little. It was a baby. So only one of them survived. He was a male. And male males are fairly pretty. They've got brown color and a little blue in their wings. And he just got to to be a domesticated animal. He was loose all the time. He would be hanging out at our back step, and he'd step out. And he'd want to be petted,
right?
Around all day like a dog. It was interesting.
Did you ever let him in the house?
Not much, because they're not particular when they go to the bathroom.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah.
But I mean, he would have just loved it. He liked attention.
I got you. Well, that's interesting.
We called him Yaki.
Yaki. Awesome.
He was, but I don't know if it was something about being alone, but he was noisy. I mean, he was constantly quacking. I mean,
well, that's what ducks do.
Well, not in the wild. I mean, I've been around him, but he really talked up a storm. We had a little spot we could go to the lake and spend time there, and he'd say, he'd go out and hang out with us, go out swim in the lake a little bit, and come back.
Yeah, just like having another kid.
Yeah. So one day I was swimming with him down like a channel.
Yeah.
And so I flipped over my back and I was swimming that way, and so he just rolls up and decided he'd take a ride.
He hopped on the Tom boat.
Paddled up to my chest and sat there for a little bit and said, all right, I tossed him off. You can swim.
That's awesome. Tom, I got to run here, man, but I appreciate your duck story.
Take care.
Take care, man. There you go. 937-457-1290.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H. Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO. This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news.
I've heard horror stories about people that lived in neighborhoods with peacocks. I hear they can be very loud and very mean. Your guess is as good as mine, Captain Scurvy. Is that one or two words?
This traffic report is sponsored by Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to at most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at BismarckTire.com. We got two problems right now in the Miami Valley. One, the ramp on northbound I-75 to 35 West is closed due to an accident there. Then up in the Northridge area, another accident. This one on southbound 75 that has the right lane blocked just beyond Benchwood Wise Road, and that is creating about a 9-minute delay. I'm Jason Mike.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
All right, it's time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
That's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot. So hot. Personally, I think it's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot.
So hot.
Oh my God, that's hot.
I think it's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
This is hot.
It is so hot. That's hot. So hot, right?
I think it's so hot.
So hot.
It was hot today. Holy cow. Whoo! And muggy. My wife was like, first thing this morning, the dog days of summer are here. So I hope you were able to cool off. It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. You can watch the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Before 7 o'clock, we have a pair of tickets to give away for Alice Cooper. It's going to be at the Rose Music Center next Tuesday, August 6th. Hopefully it won't be 90 degrees and 90% humidity. We also have on my Facebook page tickets to give away. Oh, by the way, when you hear the Alice Cooper montage, just be the fifth caller at 937-457-1290. On my Facebook page, we also have tickets to give away for Creed. And this show is going to be tomorrow night at Riverbend Music Center. I came into some tickets, and we are giving them away. So if you go to my Facebook page, click on the Creed logo. It's right there, pinned at the top. It'll take you to a contest entry page. You just put in your info, and just after 7 o'clock tonight on the show, I'm going to draw the winners and send out the tickets. So you've got until 7 o'clock, about 48 minutes to register for that. 937-457-1290 is our number. You know, a lot of people right now, they're looking for, I guess, like part-time jobs. Many people are trying to make ends meet. It's becoming more difficult to, cover all your bills. School is starting up soon. Many people are going to be, going and buying supplies, and it gets a little tight this time of the year. You might be looking for a part-time job or just like a little side gig, something fun to do and make a little extra money. From time to time, we talk on this show about parents who give their kids weird names, just really strange, weird names. You scratch your head like, what is wrong with these people? They're scarring these children for life. If only there was someone that could help you come up with a baby name that you could all agree on that wouldn't be so weird that child would grow up ostracized. Well, I found a job for you if you're interested in that kind of work. There's a woman in Boston, and I thought this was really interesting. She says she quit her day job as a nurse practitioner and is now making a healthy living as an in-demand baby name consultant. I've never heard of such a thing. The 34-year-old by the name of Colleen says that she makes $350 for each baby she names. And at the beginning of the month, each month, she takes 15 clients. And apparently, according to her client list, those slots fill up lickety-split. She's making $350 to name a baby. And I was thinking, you know what? I could use a little extra money. Maybe I could name babies. How hard can it be? She says the process begins by providing clients with questionnaires she uses to guide her suggestions. Parents-to-be are asked what names they're considering, what names are off limits, and why, and even how many syllables they want to have in a name. Now, that's odd. Do you think about that when you're naming children? Like how many syllables?
I guess that would be something you have to factor in, because if you think about the flow of the name, right?
Right, yeah.
Those syllables, I mean, I guess, yeah. For me, I'm Chris King, so it's just really short and sweet. Maybe that was something my
But were you named Christopher?
Yeah.
Yeah, see. Yeah. See, I was named, I am named Todd Allen Hollst. Todd, single syllable. Allen, 2 syllables. Hollst, single syllable. My sister, who's younger, Tracy, 2 syllables in the first name. Middle name, Ann. One syllable. And, she had the same last name, obviously. It's now different. But I guess some people do think about that, how it sounds. But this woman's making, she says she earns roughly $63,000 a year naming babies, strangers' babies. She says after she goes through the process, she supplies parents with a PDF that usually has that's 6 pages long, listing what names she recommends and why. 6 pages? It seems a bit excessive.
That's $350 of work right there.
I suppose, but I just feel like you could just go get a baby name book, come up with 6 pages of potential baby names, and just, pick one. It's very odd. And she says people realize now that names are a form of self-expression and that we're choosing for another reason. Are names really a form of self-expression? I guess if you are like an actor, or celebrity or singer or whatever, and you want to change your name, like we're giving away tickets to Alice Cooper. I don't know right offhand, but that's probably, I don't know if that's his real name. I don't think it is. But, he created this character. That's the name he wanted to go with. Alice Cooper. So it just kind of odd that there's a job out there where you can make $350 a baby name.
Yeah, well, I also think that a lot of people don't want to have to take the fall if their baby grows up and they don't like their name. So maybe you're putting it in the hands of the baby.
Well, that could be. That could be. I wonder if there will be lawsuits in the future going after this woman. You gave me a crappy name, and now I'm ostracized. Here's something else. And Chris, this is what I wanted to ask you about. Have you heard the term, and I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, mukbang?
I have.
Now, I've never heard of this term until today. Can you explain? I mean, I know now, but can you explain what mukbang is?
So basically, this got popular around the time that YouTube really started to take off. And I think the people who vlog themselves in real life and what they do in their daily routine, they added this thing where they just film themselves eating. And so I think that's what it is.
Well, that's what it is. And I guess this may have started in China, but now it's moved all around the world. I looked online and there is a mukbang YouTube channel, just MUKBANG. And it's some dude, Magic Mikey Eats. And he just eats these massive meals. For example, he's eating an extra Big Mac burger, crispy chicken nuggets, hash browns, McDonald's fries with cheese. He spends 26 minutes in the video eating all of this food. He does another one where he eats 2 giant Chipotle burritos, chips, cheesesteak, quesadilla with cheese. It's disgusting.
That's a lot.
It is disgusting, and it just goes on and on. But the reason I caught this story, there's a woman by the name of Pan Zhonting. That's a guess. She's Chinese. She's 24, and she had one of these channels, and apparently they make good money doing this. Their followers will sometimes send them money, will send them gifts. Well, this woman, unfortunately, a week or two ago, died from overeating. Apparently, as her following grew, she took her overeating to greater extremes, pushing her weight to around 650 pounds. And an autopsy showed that her stomach was full of undigested food and her abdomen was severely deformed. Now, first of all, I don't think I've ever seen a Chinese person 650 pounds. Usually, the Asian people are very, very trim, right? I mean, seriously, you don't usually see that. And that's not just a generalization. it's the truth, unless they're sumo wrestlers. But wow, 650 pounds. And this is the thing, is that these people, I mean, this guy I was talking about who did the Chipotle giant burritos, chips, cheese, steak quesadilla, that video has 3.4 million views. That is insane. That is nuts. And people it's a food fetish, isn't it?
Maybe you and I need to start doing that. You're streaming on YouTube. You're streaming on Twitch. Maybe we should get some food in here.
Yes. Or name babies.
That too.
If you don't want to name babies, just feed your face. Maybe you can make money that way. Oh my gosh.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh. Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I don't know that I would prefer a meet and greet outside. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm a little embarrassed. Honestly, I appreciate it. It's I really do. It's just a little embarrassing that people want to celebrate my birthday that aren't, my mom or my wife. Oh, crap. Captain Scurvy, when was your birthday?
Ship an Air Force Osprey in Japan. We'll have that for you at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Shoppers behaving badly.
Look at this. A clerk runs after a customer and starts throwing punches.
Fists are flying. The shoppers are shouting.
A fight between a customer and an overnight manager.
What in the world are these people thinking?
What's wrong with you people?
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, we've got a little fast food mayhem. This happened in St. Louis. This happened a week or so ago at a Jack in the Box. I hear those are so good. I've never been to a Jack in the Box. I don't know that they're as good as In-N-Out Burger, but I hear they're pretty good. And I think there's a Jack in the Box maybe in Cincinnati. Maybe Montgomery Road exit off of 72 or something. I don't know. Anyway, this woman, 41-year-old, went into the store to complain that she'd been shorted one chicken strip. I find that annoying. Like if you specifically order, 3 chicken strips and you only get 2, that's annoying. But here's the thing. She did it 3 days later. And that's a little odd to me. I feel like you've got, I don't know, what's the window? An hour, maybe 2 to
I
go.
wouldn't even go that far. I would say probably 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
You can
yeah.
eat those nuggets with
pretty quick. Yeah. I mean, if you are shorted something, you need to go right back. I mean, and I learned this. It's like if you go through a drive-through and you're shorted and you don't notice it until you get home, you either go right back if you're willing to, or you call the store. But don't go back a few days later. Anyway, the store manager replaced the chicken strip, but that didn't satisfy the woman. She spit in the manager's face over the lack of adequate ranch dressing. This person was just looking for trouble, I think. She went to her vehicle. At that point, the manager came outside, took photos of her license plate. The crazy woman noticed. She put the car in reverse and ran into the woman, knocking her to the ground, injuring her foot and ankle, and then left the scene. All because of a stupid chicken strip. Cops tracked her down and charged her the next day with 2nd degree and 4th degree assault. All because of a chicken strip. That is just, and again, you've got a window to go back and complain. But 3 days later, you've lost your right.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You know what? I've started looking for my onesie, my leopard print onesie, in extra, extra, extra large. Oh, a party at Diamonds? I'm more of a cheeks guy. I like my strippers a little rough around the edges. Diamonds, way too classy for me. I want to see tattoos and stretch marks. That's what I want to see.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully. You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk in the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, stupid! Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Yep, that's the cue to call. Alice Cooper tickets up for grabs. He's at the Rose next Tuesday, August 6th. And caller 5, you're going to win a pair of tickets to the show. 937-457-1290. I just wanted to pass this along. There's a heavy line of storms that is crossing over the state line from Indiana. Greenville has already experienced some of this. Sydney, all the way up into Lima. There's also some rain in Springfield, southern Montgomery County. But that line that's going through Greenville, lots and lots and lots of lightning. And from the radar, it looks like there's a lot of positive lightning strikes and a lot of negative lightning strikes. And that might be a good question for weather specialist Nick Dunn when he's on the show next time to really, really explain the difference. Because while both are dangerous, one is a little more dangerous. I think it's the positive one. But anyway, maybe he'll explain that. But there's a lot of storms, a lot of heavy rain, heavy storms to the west up there near Greenville. And if you're listening in Richmond, you're probably going to get some of this as well. So over the next couple hours, just be weather aware. I didn't hear any concerns about tornadoes or anything like that. But you never know. Well, I don't think we were expecting that the other night, and there were a couple of warnings. So just be prepared if you're out and about. We could get some heavy rain. I saw this story, and somebody speeding on 35, and we've talked about this a lot. 35 has become like a racetrack, and I don't know if it's worse going east or going west. When I leave the station, I get on 35 downtown, and I'm in that left lane, and I'm hitting it pretty hard because I'm trying to keep up with all the other cars that are flying by me in the middle 2-3 lanes. And it's a bit out of control. I don't know if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's faster. People are faster going east or faster going west. But police say that they pulled over a 19-year-old driver. See, when was this? This was just a few days ago. It doesn't say exactly what day. But apparently he was going over 100 miles per hour. Dayton officer recorded a Dodge Charger. Oh, my grandpa used to have a Dodge Charger. I think it was maybe a 72 Dodge Charger. He'd take that out on Route 4 over there, Riverside. I'd be sitting in the front seat at age, like 4, 5, 6, and Grandma would be in the back, and he'd go flying down Route 4. I'm just blowing out the exhaust. That was the kind of thing he did. So see, times haven't changed, but I think more people are now speeding than maybe they used to. But anyway, they clocked the Dodge Charger going 96 miles per hour on eastbound US 35 near Wayne. Officers said they paced the car at 104 miles per hour before the driver noticed they were behind him. And the 19-year-old driver and the 17-year-old passenger were not wearing seatbelts. So dumb on multiple levels. We have a jerk alert.
Jerk alert. Okay, who's the jerk?
He's just being a jerk.
Oh, shut up, jerk.
Great big jerk.
He's content to be a jerk.
Big jerk.
Stupid jerk.
Well, this happened in Long Beach, Washington, Washington State. And cops there are looking for a man, they say, intentionally ran over and killed a flock of 25 seagulls in his Jeep Cherokee. It happened last Saturday around 8 o'clock. The unidentified suspect was driving his silver four-door Jeep Cherokee near Clipson Beach, outside of Long Beach in Pacific County in Washington, 180 miles southeast or southwest of Seattle. Most of the seagulls died immediately, but efforts to save the remaining injured birds failed. And apparently after he hit the flock of seagulls, not the band, by the way, when he hit the seagulls, he almost then hit two people and their dogs who were nearby. Witnesses came forward, including three that stopped the vehicle and photographed the license plate and the driver. Cops have identified the driver thanks to these community members, and they're trying to find him now because they believe he lives out of state. So somebody, I understand because there's been times when I'm out on the road and those daggone Canada geese, they start coming on, and you're like, okay, can I? Nobody's look. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Seagulls are classified and protected in Washington, and it's illegal for them to be hunted or fished. You go fishing, it says hunted or fished. Do you go fishing for seagulls? I guess maybe you could if they're out on the water and you throw, you cast a line out there and it's got a worm or a bug or a cricket or something. I guess you could go fishing for bird. But anyway, that happened there in Washington. And then I saw this today.
Dateline, Hollywood. There's a terrible scandal. He gets arrested. All right, cuff him.
He's a celebrity. This could ruin his career.
She's going to jail.
All celebrities are insane.
We've got another celebrity who's going to be going to jail. They haven't, I don't think at this point they've caught him yet. But police in Idaho are looking for a person they say pushed an elderly man down on Friday. Nampa police shared a video of the incident of the alleged suspect who was identified as Hector David Jr. Name doesn't ring a bell. You might know him better, though, as the Green Power Ranger. Yeah, this actor apparently was identified as the person who pushed down this elderly person, this elderly person. Pushed him to the ground after they exchanged words about a parking issue. Left him on the ground and drove away. The truck was apparently parked in a spot reserved for people with disabilities. The newspaper pointed out that the video was only 14 seconds long, did not show the entire incident. Police said the community members identified David, whose real name is Hector David Rivera. They've not been able to find him, so they've issued a arrest warrant. So they're looking for the Green Power Ranger who attacked this person. The actor was scheduled to appear at the Magic Valley Comic Con, but has been since removed from their list of guests. Oh, wow. So I never got into the Power Rangers. Chris, were you a Power Ranger fan?
I really wasn't. I don't think it was a good show for me. I just, I think
you just didn't connect to it.
Yeah, I was too young.
I think Power Rangers came out a little after my youth, and it just didn't really resonate with my son either. So we never really got into the Power Ranger things. But I certainly remember seeing promos for it or whatever, and I know what they are. I think there's been a number of generations of Power Rangers, a little bit like the Mexican band Menudo. But anyway, they're on the lookout for the Green Power Ranger. I also want to mention that I just mentioned the weather. we are right now here at the station, a giant uptick in the amount of lightning. So if you're in the downtown area, this looks to be sort of downtown south of Dayton. Somebody on the live stream just mentioned there's a lot of thunder in the Centerville area. Somebody mentioned Northridge. Just be safe out there because it's rolling through, and we could see this for the next couple of hours.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
How likely are we to have thunderstorms tonight? We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man.
I would say very likely.
Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Yeah, we got some heavy storms moving through the Miami Valley right now. They just showed on the radar in Montgomery County. It's downtown, north of Dayton a little bit, and then south into Oakwood, Kettering, all the way down to Springboro, Lebanon, moving into Greene County towards Xenia. Lots of lightning with these storms. Also a cell up near Springfield heading east. And then up north from downtown Dayton, pretty heavy line. Basically from Muncie, Indiana, stretching into, of course, Ohio, Greenville, Salina, Sidney, Findlay, Lima. Lots of lightning. It says there's been recorded 489 strikes. And I don't know since when, but that's a lot. That's a lot. So it's gonna be with us for a while. And the line that's up north, it actually on the back end, it looks like it's sort of arching down into what would end up being sort of the central part of the Miami Valley. So Troy's probably going to get it. Richmond's in Indiana's going to get it. We'll probably get more in Montgomery County. So just be weather aware tonight. Tomorrow here on the show, we got another pair of tickets to give away for Alice Cooper. Also, it's Hot Hat Friday. It returns. I've had a couple of hats delivered here to the station, so I'll be bringing back Hot Hat Friday. And don't forget, if you have a local business and you want me to wear your hat on the show, go to my Facebook page and you can find the address. Also on my Facebook page, you got about 2 minutes. Register to win tickets to see Creed tomorrow night at Riverbend. I'm going to draw the winners just after 7, after the show, and send out those tickets. So if you want to see Creed tomorrow night, go register right now. Have a terrific Thursday night. Stay safe out there with all this weather, and we'll talk to you tomorrow just after 5 here on the Evening Edge.
Adios, cowboy.
I'm saying it's over.
I'm afraid that's all there is, my friend.
Mediocre evening.
Could have been worse.
That's it. Show's over. Well, that was exhausting.
No more fun, no refunds.
Good night, Todd.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow.